Easy TV is the place to be. We about to make it do what it do, baby. Yeah.
Straight up.
What up, man? What up?
Hey, man. The guest from a long walk, long distance away, man.
Yeah, for sure, from Alaska.
Yeah, man. Welcome to Easy TV, man.
I appreciate you for having me, man. I know it's been a minute. I'm ready, dude. I'm geared up to talk to you about some shit.
All right, we're about to see, because I'm sure gonna dig.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So let's do a little backstory. All right. So, all right, I probably have been living here about 10 months.
Yeah,
Where we
yeah.
are right now. And I got on the elevator with this group of guys. Right. They were having to have a party, and just so happened to be your manager.
Yeah.
And we just chopping it up, whatever. And he just started asking me what I was doing. He told me about you, or whatever. So, and then he was like, "You want to check him out?" I'm like, "Yeah, cool. I got a little time." So I listened or whatever, and I'm like, "Okay, he dope."
Yeah,
He dope,
yeah.
he dope.
That was crazy.
And
that was wild.
So they just went from there. You know what I'm saying? So, now what made me get you on here was the refreshment of the sound I heard. You know what I'm saying? Plus, I've never heard of nobody from Alaska.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
So,
like there's only a few people that I could not even think of that are from a city.
bro,
Like,
I don't know a single one besides you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I just thought, man, this would be a great thing for Easy TV, the Easy TV supporters, and for your home, home state or whatever.
yes, to really put on for the city, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, for sure, man. But let's get straight into it, man. So you already let the people know you from Anchorage.
From Anchorage, yep, Anchorage, Alaska, yes sir, 907.
Yeah, that's 907.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, that's where I kind of get the 9 thing
Word,
from,
word.
because it's from my area code. So
Word.
the 907, I took like the 9. I like the 9 deal. So
So it's hot as hell here in Texas.
it is hot as fuck. Steaming,
The great
steaming.
interview, it's not really doing too much today. So.
Yeah, no, it's great. It's great right now. Actually, matter of fact, it's actually real comfortable out here right now. But it's been hot.
Yeah, it's hot as shit. Record eyes.
Yeah, for sure.
But man, let the world know, man. What's Alaska like? You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, people like me, we all wonder, man, like what's in Alaska? Are there rappers there? Is it just cold? So let's talk to me about it.
Yeah, so like, okay, so I'm gonna tell you, like, Alaska's like a bowl, like really, like there's not too many people doing a whole lot of stuff. So whenever somebody does do something, everybody's kind of eyes go to them. That's kind of like the deal. But yeah, it's great in the summertime. It's like this, but with no humidity. It's sunny, great, good vibes, good food, good atmosphere. Everybody's just vibing. But in the wintertime, it does get cold, and everything kind of seems to slow down, get a little froggy. People get a little more anxious, like almost like having fever kind of happens there. But there's still a lot of cool stuff to do. Like, people love it. If you're an outdoors person, you're gonna love the snow, skiing. You're gonna love the summertime with the fishing, the hunting. It's all good vibes. In my city, like especially like Anchorage, I just remember growing up, running around, having a blast, linking up with my friends, doing all kinds of stuff, and just loving the support from the city. So, I mean, on part of it, like, it's kind of grown. I've been talking to some people back home, and it's kind of grown more to this animosity, kind of more like this real Rage City is what the nickname is for. It's called Rage City.
From New Age hip hop.
Yeah, I really do. I really do. Like the new drill, like I've kind of noticed, like, rap up there has kind of switched to, I'm not even gonna say switch, but more the stars up there are more kind of drill based a little bit, like kind of more like real trap drill based kind of deal.
More towards the southern way.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Or Chicago Midwest, but Chicago, all of that stuff. Got you.
Yeah, so it's and that's not really the time period I grew up with. I grew up with like Alaska being more like on, at least that I noticed, like the bebop wave and maybe more of a New York wave.
Gotcha.
It's kind of what we were more on, but we never really had a definitive sound like at all. So that's one thing that I really just take forth as like when I make my music, is I try to, and just in general, just the lifestyle I live, I just try to embody like Alaska, the good vibes, the home feel of it really being a home city, but a place that you can grow from.
Word. And I definitely have to take a trip to that. I just want to see.
Dude, you have to take a trip. Let me know. There's a hot dog stand. I gotta tell you, we have an international house of hot dogs. It's like IHOP, but IHOP, like whatever.
What's up, Ben? We might get shoot a vlog there.
That would be dope. Come with me. I was thinking about, I don't know when I'm gonna go, but maybe we should link up a trip.
Sure.
And really, you just come out with me and you just vibe out with me. Now, it's crazy too, because when I went back being older, like I didn't know like certain places to go, like as like the adult scene. Like I knew like shit for kids because I grew up there like as a kiddo. But when I graduated high school, I flew out down here to go to college. So like I didn't even get to grow into the party scene more. So when I kind of came back, it was different. You know, they kind of like learn, oh, there is a party scene. Oh, the bars here don't close till 2, like down here they close at 3. So you know what I mean, so it's a little bit different for sure. But it was a vibe for sure. Like being back. But yeah, I'm learning the city more on like the adult side too every time I go back.
Right. Sound dope, man. When I think about Alaska, I just think about white snow everywhere. I think about mountains, blizzards. That's just what's come to mind, you know, and glaciers and fucking all that.
Don't get me wrong, it's there.
You know
it's totally there. Totally there.
That's what I see.
But there is like a city aspect of it. There is like the mall, and you know, there's not a lot of crazy stuff going on. You know, like there's not like in Dallas like you can find something to do every day. But there's things that go on like that are city orientated for sure. Like you can do stuff like that. So at least what I've noticed that like I went to this one rooftop bar with my friends or whatever, and it was dope. And then I remember walking into this other bar like later on that night, and I have people that say, "Oh, J-Dub," like it was dope. Like it was cool to even see that people even noticed I was even back, so it was cool.
Are you known as the artist there?
No, I would not say I'm the artist. I would not say that, but I mean that's what I'm gunning for sure. Yeah. I would say like I would say during the time period when we were running our tour, the Passion 2016 tour, I guess you could say like I was like maybe top 5, top 10 of the city because there just wasn't anybody else really doing anything, especially not hosting their own show and doing it after I left. There was other little pop-ups and stuff like that. Like people started doing that more. Wow. So that was really dope to see like people like kind of take an idea and run, not even saying they were taking it from me or nothing, but just like in general, like seeing it happen and then be like, yo, let's do it on our end. You know, I was talking to some artists that opened and did some of their stuff and like gave them little pointers and shit like that. But it was cool. It was cool just to see like this city would get live like that and keep moving.
Yeah. Now before I say this, I have noticed you don't curse in your music.
I don't.
Dope, right?
I don't. Yeah.
But this Easy TV, man, talk your shit. Somebody's stealing your wave, you know what I'm saying?
Nah, real time. No, I'm not gonna be like, y'all here biting on me, y'all here studying.
No. Respect.
Yeah.
But I'm just letting you know it's free round.
Yeah.
Yeah, now I've never been the greatest geography person. I'm a math and science type of person, technology person, you can tell.
Yeah.
I just found out Alaska was the biggest state.
It is.
America. I did not know that.
It is.
You know what I'm saying?
Everybody thinks it's Texas. Everybody thinks it's T-Top. It's not.
I can honestly admit, in another interview, I was telling somebody that Texas is the biggest state in America. You know, but you know, players fuck up. It's okay.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But I mean, on the map, Texas looks huge. You know what I
Right.
mean? On the map, and they put Alaska off in that little corner.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like.
It's not even attached to the rest of us, right?
It's like, okay, so like you got United States and you got Canada, and it's like this little, basically you got to drive through Canada to get to Alaska. So it's not really like fully connected to the United States directly.
Okay.
Like, so, but I mean, oh boy, our president back in the day bought it. So, I mean, it's ours. So
I was about to ask one more thing before we move on. So, all right, being in Texas, you know, we got the slab culture, the cars with the rims, we got the drink culture, we got the getting fly culture, the jury and all that. Now, you'll know when you see a Texas person.
Yeah.
What is the culture in Anchorage or Alaska?
You know, that's wild you say that. It's like, I would just say like the backpacking, hiking culture and stuff like that, but like it's more than that, you know. You can definitely, like, when I go to the airport, like, I see people who, like, look Alaskan. Have, like, I guess a rugged look, like, an outdoor look. It's kind of like the vibe that everybody kind of has back home. But, I mean, I wouldn't even want to put that on us. I mean, I can say for sure, like, we're a melting pot up there. Like, there's so many vibes. There's, you know, you got the Samoan culture there. You've got Indian.
Samoan,
yeah,
man.
For sure. Oos, yeah, my guys. You know, and there's all flavor. The Filipino culture is up there. There's, you know, a strong presence of African Americans up there, whites. It's a real melting pot. Even the Alaskan natives are up there. My friend Caleb, he's Alaskan native. Shout out to my boy. You know what I mean? He put me on to some of their culture and stuff like that. So it's really like a place where you can have your own culture and it be respected.
Word.
That's kind of like the vibe. Like, you got your Jamaicans. Hang out with some of those guys. My sound guy, Dave, he was a big tie into me. We hung out a lot and worked a lot during the tour. So like, just some of that Jamaican talk I kind of picked up, like, you know, patois a little bit, just that tiny bit, but not heavily. But like, but yeah, I could say the vibe of Alaska is that you're allowed to be your own person here. If you want to be outdoors, a hick, whatever, cool. If you want to be like a city boy, New Yorker, cool. If you want to be like straight from wherever you're from, your native culture, that's a vibe. Like heavy African culture there too as well. So everybody respects it. I can say that. That's the culture there, is that you can have your own culture.
Word. Now, man, moving on to what the people came from, the music.
Yeah.
It's been a while, you know, since you dropped Eastside.
Yeah.
You know the single.
Yes,
Whatever.
the big single.
On track, by the way.
Yeah. Thank you.
You know
Thank you.
Has a star by it as well. Apple Music.
Uh-huh.
Talk to me about it, man. What was your mind state when you was making that?
You know what? When I was making Eastside, I really wanted to make something from the city, but also too just a part of Dallas as well that's in it. Because like I rep the 9, but like I live in Dallas and I have part of my roots here in Dallas and Louisiana. So like those are, I'm a melting pot of multiple different places for sure. You know, yeah, gumbo, crawfish, I love that, jambalaya, we can keep going, yeah, you know, but I can say for sure like that with Eastside, I really wanted to just tap into who I was and who I've grown to, and really give an edgy, cold vibe to it, but still melodic, still chill, but give that edginess from the city that I'm used to, but a real metaliness as well that I really like and tap into. So that's kind of like where Eastside came from, and that I wanted to prove something different for it.
For sure. So numbers wise, man, how is it doing so far?
You know, it did pretty phenomenal in its first month. It broke 1,000 streams or whatnot on Apple Music first month, so that was really good. On Spotify, it did about 5 something on that, and then all the other platforms is all scattered. So
do you feel like you gained more fans from it?
I think what I did is, I think I, of course, gained like a little more fans directly for sure. I think what I did is I ignited my existing friends, you know, and letting them know that, hey, like, you're back. I'm back. Yeah. Like, let's get live, let's get active, you know. So that was the biggest thing, is that it wasn't more or less like, of course, like I definitely gained new fans for sure off of it, but it was more or less like letting everybody know, like, okay, Jadam's back. Let's see how this run goes. Let's see if he could like take over the city. There's some new guys up there that are really making noise. Let's see if he's back. And so that's been my vibe right now. Is I'm back to take my rightful claim, my spot on where I belong at in the music game.
Keep your foot on the neck, man.
Yeah, for sure.
Now, like I mentioned before, man, the music is very refreshing. You know, being from the South, you know, trap culture, pimp culture, you know, 808s, boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
That's what we grow up on. That's what we love. You know what I'm saying? But it's nice to get a Drake type of vibe.
Yeah.
You know, calming vibe. You know, I fuck with it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I say, you don't curse in the music, but you give my utmost respect.
Thank you. Appreciate
I don't think people understand. You have to be
the penmanship. Like,
yeah, exactly.
That's hard,
you
bro.
Have to
like
be very lyrically inclined, and you have to know how to put words together to do that.
To convey, like,
respect,
if I want to say like fuck, like boom, like I have to say it in a different way. You know what I mean? Like the thought process, and I've gotten so used to it over time, like how I've written it. And a lot of times, you know, it's crazy that I've gotten a lot of the opportunities I've gotten because I haven't cursed in my music. You know what I mean? And so like being able to perform at my prom, being able to put on the tour and get donors for it, you know, for certain of supplies and equipment, was because the music didn't have any cursing in it, and it was promoting like a good image, you know, or like a positive image.
And
you know,
you can have a larger fan base.
Exactly. That's how I was able, like, I could send Eastside to anybody, and of course, like, you know, you're gonna have people that don't like it, but like you're gonna have those people that they haven't heard it sound like it's like it's not an R&B joint. It's not a typical hip hop joint. It's just a joint. It's just a vibe. And that's kind of like what I kind of go for, is just creating vibes. But like you said, like the audience base has been great. The constant streams, constant running from different places. I've one play out in Germany. Shout out to Germany for sure. So that was hard.
When you get them overseas fans, man, they love you forever.
That's crazy,
They love American culture.
That's crazy, yeah.
Like America. I don't even like America itself. But I love, you know what I'm saying, American black culture. So,
Yeah.
you know, we get looked down upon. The American gets looked, you know, we're we're a poop butt to other countries.
Mm-hmm.
You have that attention musically, like rock with it. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? So,
yeah, for sure.
yeah. Now, another thing I wanted to say too. So when you in the trap genre, when you in a bang bang shoot 'em up genre, you know, you have to have the hair, the style, the jewelry, all of that stuff for people to take you serious. And I like that you're in your own language. You don't have to do none of that.
That's what, and that was the
You know
thing
what I'm
I've been telling, like, you know, everybody, like, kind of around me and in the team is like, hey, man, like, we're creating something totally different. Like, where I don't have to have, like, of course there's a point of being cool,
Yeah,
and there's a point of having that suaveness, but bro, I'm goofy.
I
Like,
rock with people who themselves.
yeah, I'm goofy, man. I'm not really with the chain. Like, the most expensive thing you'll see is this, like, on me. You know what I mean? Like, or my glasses. You know what I mean? That's the craziest thing.
Glasses are expensive. I wear contacts myself.
Glasses are expensive. Don't get it fooled. These are fake bands on my face, man. Don't get it fooled. These
Yeah,
expensive.
no, for real.
Like, you know what I mean? So, nah, I'm messing with you. But
Get your insurance. Get insurance people.
facts. Get your insurance. Like, man, the frames on these is like $225, and then the lenses,
Yeah, gotta
like,
pay for the appointment,
They-
exam.
exactly.
Come on, man,
Like,
I know, man.
it's half a rack for sure. Like, for sure, on my
People,
face. Yeah, I mean.
People walk around with $20,000, $30,000 in cash, but don't have insurance, don't have
Nah,
life,
insurance.
don't have
No, I'm like, that's
nothing.
crazy that you
Yeah.
don't have life insurance, bro. Like,
Yeah.
that's one thing that, you know, my parents definitely told me, like, yo, like, you know what I mean, we gotta have some shit in place, you know, just in case shit goes south,
Yeah.
shit don't go away. But yeah, like, that's wild, like, walking around with all the casual, like, and it's crazy too when you're the artist or whatnot too, or you're a rapper, you are an investment, you are the
Facts.
product. So, like, if anything, you need to insure that product. I hate when I see dudes out from the city, like, Channel 5 J-Dub, I don't know his situation or nothing, you know what I mean? Rest in peace to him, though, for sure. I was listening to one of his tracks this morning, matter of fact, because somebody had commented on mine, like fake ass J-Dub, and I was like, damn, they're probably thinking this was Channel 5 J-Dub thing, and it's not.
All
But
publicity is good publicity.
I know, right?
Yeah.
You know, but it's wild, and I don't know his situation, but I just, you know, I pray that his family was taken care of in that situation. You know what I mean? Like, and also too, like the streaming rights, the royalties and stuff. Like, I gotta even clear up certain shit on my end. You know, make sure I'm straight. But like, for sure, like, it's definitely wild out here to be wild.
It's a wild place, man.
Yeah, it is. It
From
is.
what we hear.
Yeah, but no, back to your point, no style. I don't have any style. I don't need the jewelry. If I want to wear it, I can wear it. If I, you know what I mean? Like, I just kind of like to be fluid in whatever I'm doing and have that vibe, for
Word.
sure.
To make people respect you more anyway.
Yeah. I think we're forced to accept what an artist should look like, especially a hip hop artist, and it's not that at all. You know what I mean? Like the construct of how hip hop came up, you know what I mean, was just rhythm and poetry, and then it became others, you know, with like the big hitters, like in the like, you know, you got your Tupac, you got your Biggies, you got your NWAs, you know what I mean, that kind of changed the genre and made it to what, you know, overall. And then you got the new age guys like Future and shit like that kind of make the genre it is now. But I feel like, if anything, like, I feel like it's so saturated with that I feel like I don't even like listen to rap sometimes. Like, I'll go listen to an R&B joint, or I listen to a reggae joint, you know, before I'll go and I'll listen to like Willow Smith, her new like rock song, before I like jam out to a hip hop song. And it's just because I like music too. Like, I just music. Yeah, but like at the same time too, it's like I get tired of hearing the same shit over and over. I get sick of it.
We love that stuff, and sometimes you have to realize what you're putting into your brain.
To put it into your soul, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Now, oh, by the way, I do want to say shout out to my cousin. Free him, by the way. The reason why I brought up the life insurance thing is, I remember when I was younger, he used to tell me, man, I can't stop doing what I'm doing because I can't afford to die. And I was younger, so I didn't understand what that. I didn't understand what that.
That's
meant.
crazy.
And then as I got older, he broke it down to me like, oh shit, like you're right. Like, it costs more to bury somebody than, you know. But that's why I brought up that point. But
well, rest in peace to him for sure.
Well,
for
no,
sure.
he's still alive.
Oh, he's still alive. Free him. Oh,
yeah, he locked up.
Free him. Yeah, my bad.
Free my boy, man. Fast forward, man. You just dropped the Time Hills EP.
Yes.
June 9th, right?
June 9th. Yes,
Okay.
yes. We did drop it too.
Yeah.
June 9th. Yeah, everything went live. Time Heals for sure. Yeah.
And I was about to say, now I like that title because that is a true thing.
Yeah. You know, and I was with the team. You know, my boy Rara, my boy Ali, Alex for sure, and my boy LV Guapo. We were all just like huddled up. We had these 3 tracks, this bundle, and we're like, what do we name? Because we were deciding how we were gonna release music. Should we go single for single, just body for body and body, or should we just give people bodies of work, small bodies of work, not an album, but like something in between? That's what we came up with the EP. But we were really trying to come up with what the name was. But go ahead and ask your question.
Yeah, no, I was just gonna say, man. In all honesty, I haven't had a chance to listen to it yet because I've been so busy. We talked about it off camera.
Yeah.
But for a person going into it, what can they expect?
I'm gonna tell you right now, since you're brand new, and everybody, if you haven't heard the EP, you know what I mean, just get ready because it's a vibe. I can tell you for sure, it's 3. It's like a mini. When I went to go make it, I was like, how can I condense an album into 3 vibes, 3 moments, 3 iconic feelings? I was like, I need my hip hop, my hard, like I need a bop. I need something to go crazy in the club. I need something to really rock. So excuse me, top one is aggressive outside the gate. If you heard Eastside and you're hearing this one, it's gonna be a total switch, right? And then Life Goes was for my real hip hop fans, my people who like Drake, just something that really just speaks to the soul, just a real rap joint with a catchy hook on top of it. And then I wanted to be like, okay, got my 2 little rap deals out. Now how can I show people that I'm not only a rapper, but I'm an artist, like I'm a real artist, like I love music. So Without You it's like an EDM pop joint, you know what I mean? Like, and it's crazy on that song. Shout out to my producer Zoe on that one. That he made this joint, sent it to me like 4 or 5 years ago, and I was so scared to touch the drum because in my mind I'm like, yo, this could be a pop smash, this could go crazy, this could be the vibe, this could break out. You know what I mean? If I do it correctly. And so I was just so scared to touch it. Pin was just, you know what I mean, like off. I come up with little ideas and I'd step away from it. So really to finally, you know, get in and get it all the way done with my producer, Justin Pace. Shout out to Justin for sure. We finally got in the studio, punched it out, and we really figured it out all the way at the end, like in the mixing process, mixing and mastering. But like, that's a vibe on its own. Like you could Sunday, fun day, brunch vibe. You know what I mean? So I wanted to create these 3 moments, and this is what we're probably gonna do from the next EP too, is I wanna do probably 2 or 3 more EPs and maybe a single, come back for a single and then drop like an album. It's probably kind of how the rollout will go. But that's what I'm saying. Like I wanted to create 3 different moments, a body of work, a real body of work that not is fully connected and like in it flowing all the way through, even though you can kind of hear it all just even with this, but just like this is a moment, this is a moment, this is a moment, and you can pick out of those moments that you like the most.
3 songs.
3 songs, 3 tracks.
I love it. You put some thought into that shit too. I love it.
Yeah, man, we really fought. We really went back and forth, the ideas. You know, it was like 2 wasn't enough. 4 felt like a lot. And 3, and you know, the thing that pissed me off the most is that Drake dropped his 3P. Before I was like, fuck, like everybody's gonna think now that like I'm biting off a Drake to 3. You know what I mean? But it's like totally we had this idea beforehand, like because I had finished writing everything and had it all prepared and we were mixing and everything. We were just trying to come up with the name and what 3 was gonna be, and then boom, we got that. And I was like, damn. So I just said, fuck it, it makes sense. The GOAT thought it made sense, so it makes sense for me, yeah.
Speaking of Drake, I'm glad you mentioned that because that's perfect because I was just going into the next segment what I was gonna say. You know, clearly after listening to T music, you can hear the influence, you know, which is nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Drake is dope. We all love him. You know what I'm saying? He may steal a lot from people, but hey, it is what it is.
Hey, there's a lot to go into that. Damn. Yeah. That's a point alone.
Talk to me about the Drake influence and why.
You know, it's funny that you said it because I wasn't a fan of Drake in the beginning. I didn't like Drake. And it's crazy to even say that, but my homeboy TJ, shout out to TJ, back in the beginning of high school, he had showed me like one of Drake's like first like little mixtape or something. I was like, his flow's off, and I'm used to like that Lil Wayne right on point, like the vibe it's like almost TikTok deal.
Like, though, at that time, that's when the shift in music was about to change.
It was, and it's wild that he was a part of that wave, created the wave. You know what I mean? Was in that. So it didn't make sense. It took song after song for him to grab me, and I didn't really get fully on board till If You're Hearing This It's Too Late, or Reading This Is Too Late.
Yeah.
Right, that album. And for me, it was like, okay, cool. I'm listening to the leak version on SoundCloud at work. Like, okay, this is a vibe. You know what I mean? And then Views, locked in for me. I was over it. You know what I mean?
Take Care is the best Drake album.
You know, I go back and forth. Don't get me wrong. I like Take Care, but it's something about that 2015, 16 Drizzy sound that just got me. Like, nothing was the same, bro. Like, Come Through, one of my favorite joints off of that.
That's
like,
a
bro, like vibes.
Yes.
Yes. And then like the first one, Tuscan Leather, I think was like on that one, like crazy. Just how he rapped 5 minutes, just like 4 or 5 minutes on it, right? Just and I'm like, yo, this is hard. You know what I mean? So it took that album though to grab me. And it's funny because that was really like a throwaway mixtape, whatever deal. And I don't know, maybe I like the freeness, the way he was finding his sound years later too. You know what I mean? And so I just decided like to really not hone in on that version of Drake, but just like this is the sound that I most relate to, other than Cudi, which a lot of people think I have a Kid Cudi sound as well in the vibe. But like a lot of people that listen to Without You, the third track on the EP, think like, yo, like that's Cudi heavy influence.
Are you into Tyler Creator at all?
I'm not really. Okay. I'm not really into him. Like I've heard like a few tracks of his. I mean, that's kind of it, pretty much. But yeah.
That's well. There we go. Drake, Drake, J-Dub, influence or whatever.
Yeah.
So before the last time I spoke with you, you were telling me, you were on your way to Houston.
Yeah.
So for music related.
Yeah, I was shooting that. I don't even know what it was for. I don't even remember, because we shoot out there a lot. Me and my cousin go out there a lot. Shout out to Black Cortez, Money Grind Federation for sure. That's my fam. So yeah, but we were shooting out there. I don't know what it was for, but yeah, go ahead.
You didn't mention you were in the studio with MO3 and Boosie.
Yeah, I was.
How was that? Talk to me about
it. It was dope. So shout out to my cousin Black Cortez for putting me on in that. Got to tune into his riding solo with MO3. Hardest track for sure. I gotta send that to you. It's crazy. Yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, like Mo3 was a vibe, man. He was cool. He was real cool. Like I remember I had asked him some questions or whatnot, and we were getting into like me just talking and chopping it up with him. And then I remember Rainwater was like, "What is this, an interview?" And I was like, damn. We all like cracked up laughing and shit like that because it was out. Rainwater.
Rainwater said that. Okay.
Yeah, Rainwater said it. Yeah. And he was like, "That was the interview." And it was funny, me, Mo3, my cousin, we all like, died. We were laughing, chopping it up. It was just so funny. But yeah, he was genuine, a real genuine person, really chill, really like, I could just tell like he was really like a solid dude, and he had been through a lot of shit. And I didn't really know as much on the background of shit until really like after we had left from there, and then really just tapped in after that. And just I realized he was going through everything with the whole situation with all the beef and everything. But he had kind of told me about it, like how he felt around people in Dallas, what they felt about him, how they felt about him and stuff. And he told me like at one point like he couldn't even get in and get a club placement and shit like that because they were worried about like violence and stuff like that. And so I could tell he was kind of genuinely hurt from that. You know what I mean? Because it's like his own city, you can't even do shit there. You know what I mean? So, but, rest in peace to Mo3 for sure. Real dude, you know what I mean? Always showed us love, whole team showed us love, being out there, and such a vibe, such a blessing to be around him and the time that he was around for sure.
That's crazy, yo. And rest in peace, Mo3, man.
Rest in peace, bro. Damn, man.
No, word. Like, I remember when I first heard him or whatever some years back, I told my cousin within the first 2 minutes, this is the best artist that I've ever heard from Texas.
Just vocally, what a range. Like, he was supposed to be, I think I saw or heard it in one of his other interviews. He said he was really supposed to be a gospel singer. Like,
going to church?
Yeah, like, that dude got range. But he just was in the streets, and he was able to tell that street story just way different than most people could ever tap into. Yeah. You know what I mean? That new album, the one, the Oh Yeah with his son, Trey Day, on it, bro.
Shadows Forever. I think this
that's one of my favorite tracks, and then that's another one that I really, really like, that I really tap into a lot. For me, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I was just like, for me not being a street dude, but being able to still like vibe and tap into it, like really just shows you what type of artist he was. Right. You know, to really like, I remember seeing his banner and shit while I was driving home back in the Grove when I was going home. Like he had a whole billboard, and that kind of inspired me and my cousin too to make sure we had billboards as well, like in some fashion. Be like, yo, and like especially for that riding solo song that my cousin has, it's wild. Like what he like MO3 says on it, and like how he kind of like told his like he kind of it's a glimpse into like what happened later, like real talk, like the whole freeway thing. Like he says a line in it, and it was sketchy as fuck. We didn't realize it at the time. You know what I mean? The impact of it, we just thought, bro, riding solo, hard ass track. After it happened and the way it happened, when we went back and listened to the track, it was just different, almost ghostly.
It's like he spoke his.
It's like I'm not gonna say he spoke that into the existence, but like music is power for sure.
Yeah, power of the tongue.
Power of the tongue for sure. So
it's just like on his interview with Vlad, he was like, yeah, you know, I got beef from all city, but it ain't like it's nobody out here trying to chase me down or whatever. And that's exactly what happened.
Like
it's
really
scary, like
scary, bro.
Yeah.
Like he says, you get gunned down in my city on like he's on the like the freeway. Like he says it in the truck. Like everybody who's listening, gotta listen to that for sure. And my cousin really went and, you know, my Black Cortez, really shout out to him, really went and depicted the story of riding solo with his music video of it, of the way it should have went.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And I was very like being close to him. I was very edgy about him doing that. I was like, I don't want you involved, you know what I mean? Like we're not on the side right now. We fuck with our boys and we fuck with Cowboy all that. We love them. That's our people. I mean, you love them. You have ties to them. You know, I didn't want you being involved in any back and forth shit or have to pick a side of, you know, you can't work with this artist on their team because of the shit that happened on there. You know what I mean? And just in general, I didn't want no smoke or heat coming towards him. You know what I mean? And we have enough hate, you know, around in the world in general, and especially just from where he's from in Louisiana. You know what I mean? He's enough smoke, enough problems on his own hand trying to handle that stuff. But, you know, I just didn't want any new energy, but he really depicted really well. We let his team see it, the squad see it. Rainwater, shout out to Rainwater, shout out to Cowboy, you know, all them, you know, for approving it and really supporting it for sure.
Right. Is Rainwater like really like reserved as he seems?
I mean, I've only had a few instances with him, and he's been really chill with me.
Yeah, that's how. All the interviews I've seen, like real. Kind of remind me of myself. Like he just sit back, observe it.
Yeah, no, he observed for sure. Like
yeah,
I know for sure when we were in the studio with MO3, like first off, you know, all his squad is observant because of the stress level of dealing with, you know, high level artists for sure. You know, and that's just having that discernment in general. But yeah, I mean, he was cool. Like we laughed, we chopped it up. We saw him again at the club when my cousin was performing at Prime. Again, he came pulled up when I think Fredo Bang came through. And we were there with him. My cousin opened up with him or whatnot, and so Rainwater came through. He was supportive, really cool, like really a vibe. So he's chill, and I've never really had a full conversation with Rainwater though. I can't say that. Right. You know, so.
Well, rest in peace, MO3, man.
Rest in peace, MO3.
I think that's dope. You got to share a moment with 3.
I know. It's like, dope. And that was part of like, you know, wanted me to get back and drive because I'm in the studio with Boosie. Boosie's a legendary artist from the South. Some people
a legendary personality.
Dude, he is fucking hilarious. Boosie is the funniest nigga I've ever been around, bro. That nigga's hilarious, bro. Like, no cap, he is hilarious.
It's crazy how little he is too.
Bro, yeah, I know. But he be in his vibe, you know, and he don't always be turned up like that, how he be on the camera. Yeah, but when that nigga do turn up, he is funny as fuck. Like, that nigga's hilarious, bro. Yeah. Like, I fuck with him, bro. He's so, and him and his whole squad has always shown love to my people as well, to us on our side. So shout out to Boosie, shout out to that whole, you know, that whole deal that they've got going on. But they've always showed us love, and he's always been funny as fuck, bro. I remember in the studio with him, they asked me like, "Are you a cop?" I was like, "Nah, I'm just like."
Boosie asked you that or Boosie?
I think it was Boosie. I don't remember if it was him or not, but like, you the feds? So I was like, "Nah, bro, I just got all the files and shit." You know what I mean? Because I do music and I deal with like some of the engineering stuff. Like I know what's going on that end.
Yeah.
And so I was bringing all the files and shit from my cousin, so he'd be able to get the files from Boosie for his Boosie Juice song that he got with them. Gotta go stream that. Matter of fact, too, this video's crazy. It's funny. And I was just dealing with all the files and making sure he had all the beats and shit like that, making sure we had a good session.
Sure.
So,
for that.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks. And it was just funny because I was asking questions. I'm in there, we're just chopping it up, and like my cousin told me, like, don't be asking a lot of questions. Just be chilling. They're gonna think you fucking up.
Yeah.
You don't look like a regular street nigga.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it was always respect. And I was like, nah, I'm not the feds, I'm just a file guy. I was like, matter of fact, I'm the accountant. We all just died.
Yeah.
It was funny, like, so, you know, whenever I see Boosie, I've been to his house too. Beautiful house. Yeah, the one in Atlanta, beautiful house, man. He's such a humble guy, so chill. Like, I've never caught a bad spirit from him at all. So it was dope to be around. He's a hard worker though. I can tell you, he's a hard fucking worker. Yeah. Him and MO3 was a hard worker, bro. Yeah. Both of them. And I think that's why MO3 and him clicked up so well, because they're hard workers, always in the studio, always working, always thinking, always moving. You know what I mean? So shout out to them. It was a vibe. You know, hopefully I get to see Boosie sometime soon again, but on a different scale. Maybe this time as the artist.
But do you think? All right, so you know y'all make music completely different, and y'all make completely different music. Do you think you and him could make a song, bro? Like,
it would depend on the topic.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You know what I mean?
I think
like,
it'd be hard, but I feel like you'll be willing to accept that challenge.
I would accept the challenge respectfully.
Yeah.
I would work, and I would go. And then this is another thing too. I don't battle rap, and that's a special genre.
Yeah.
But like I would, and I don't really make. If you ever catch me, this is for anybody watching, and for you, Easy. If you ever catch me make a diss track or something to somebody, just know this is a different Joe than the one you met now.
Word.
Like something went spiritually sideways, because that's not what I make music for.
Word.
I make music for the expression of me and my feelings and a release. Now, later on, it might be a release of anger and stress, then I'm releasing on a diss track, but just know that's not normally what I do. I would never want to really do that. But I would go toe to toe, pin to pin with anybody on anything, and I would love to hop on anything with anybody and really just show my range. You know what I mean? So
confidence, bro.
Yeah.
I fuck with that.
Yeah.
And like I said, bro, I like how you are not afraid to be yourself.
I'm not. Like, I can get on a twerking song with Boosie or a shoot 'em up song and try my best, try an angle. You know what I mean? That's always another thing too, because like I don't tote guns and stuff like that. I'm not into that. I'm not in that vibe. You know what I mean? So it would be interesting to see if you did give me a song placement, or if anybody gave me a song placement on that vibe, to see how I could twist it and make it my own.
See, if Drake can do it, you can do it.
Of course, yeah. So he could do it, yeah, for sure. But he's actually, I could say now, like, from what I've seen and the shit like that I've seen, that he's actually dealt with some of that shit directly, so he could actually kind of speak on it in some form of fashion. Yeah. Not him directly pulling up and, you know, handling shit, but like I could tell like from certain shit of how his team moves. And you remember there was two of his, I think one of his is a good friend of his or something like that. That dude that got shot in Canada through the glass or whatever, right by the elevator. You know what I mean? And I think you could tell it in one of it. This is how much, by the way, too, I study this nigga and study everything about him. It's not on like on nothing else, just about how much I study like ones I consider the greats, like the great. It's like basketball. Like you watch your favorite basketball player because he's got that best shot, he's got that best crossover. You know what I mean? Same thing with music. I listen to or watch everything around the artists I think are the greatest, like Chance the Rapper, Kanye, Drake, you know what I mean? People like that I think that are really, really good. I study them and their whole life in general. Like I would watch interviews like this, for example. But anyways, just based off of that scene that happened, and you can hear it, like I'm upset, like in that line where he says like, why you still shooting if you know that nigga dead? You know what I mean? Like I think in some way or fashion that regarded to that line, you know what I mean? But I don't know. But it's interesting to see, like,
think about it.
Yeah, it's interesting to see like shit like that. Like for example, like an artist like that try to tap into a shoot 'em type of deal. But just answer your question, I would try for sure.
I think I feel like you would be up to the challenge.
I would. Thank you, I appreciate that.
Word. Now, so of course you know we love the music and all of that, right? But I'm real big on spreading your tentacles, if
Yeah.
that makes sense. You know, a lot of people, you know, they say put all your eggs in. You're not supposed to put all your eggs in one basket, but it's hard to become successful if you don't.
If you don't
put all your
focus
eggs.
on
Yeah,
one, yeah.
yeah. But at the same time, I mean, it's 2021. You know, we got the power of the internet. We got everything at the you know, palm of my hands. I feel like if you're not, if you want to be an entertainer of some sort, music, art, whatever, if you're not tapping into all revenues of this internet era, like you really don't want it. You know what I'm saying? So I said that to say, like I fuck with the personality. I like how you yourself. I feel like do this music thing to the best of your ability, but I feel like one day you should take your talents to the TV.
Really?
Yeah, you're a very animated person.
Really?
And I feel like you would draw a lot of attention on an acting script. Like
For sure.
like,
And it's,
like,
it's wild you say that is because I did do plays back in school.
okay.
So I did
that,
do.
it makes sense then.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
I did do some acting back in school and stuff like that. So I love acting. I don't know how I would feel reading a script and trying to depict a character, because that is a whole art form in its whole entirety. You know, but maybe like radio personality or something like that, like or even like speaking. And I'm just saying now, I love, like, for example, one of my favorite actors is Will Smith. So I love watching his stuff. You know what I mean? And how he was a rapper first, but really took the
Big Willie style.
I remember breakdancing to his Get Jiggy With It back in 3rd grade, that song. I remember going to the talent show and breakdancing to that song type shit. So like I love that whole atmosphere and what he kind of creates. So like if I was gonna get into acting, that would be the first person I would call if I could to assist me in getting better or perfecting my acting craft or whatnot.
Sure.
So
I feel like Will Smith would listen to your music too.
I think so too.
I think he'll rock with you.
I think so, and it's funny because he didn't rap, he didn't curse in his music.
Yeah.
And it's funny, like I've taken that same approach and not done that too, and he still was able to make hits like
It's crazy.
it's wild, and we don't even think about it. At one time, he was a hot ass artist, like really dope.
I feel like Jamie Foxx is the most talented
All around, he is insane.
entertainer ever.
He is
Like he
insane.
can do anything.
Singing,
Jamie Foxx can
acting.
play Will Smith.
He could, and his acting impressions are so fucking funny. Like, dude, he knows how to fucking, like, bro, that he knows how to do so much vocally, so much acting wise. I'm quite sure he's a scientific businessman, for sure. So.
But like I said the same. But I really think you should pursue that. I feel like so one thing you do lack is the visuals.
I do.
We need more camera time from you. We need behind the scenes vlogs.
I do.
We need skits. Like I think you would do very well at that shit. Like, and then you got the dope
in this
music and theme music to go behind it.
That's what we were saying. We really want to, like, on the gram, it feels like only one side of me right now, that people aren't really able to tap into the funny one, and I don't know, like, I do need a behind the scenes camera guy when we do go out, the videotape me like fucking trying to pop a bottle and it failing, type shit like that. Look,
that would be
it's
hilarious.
funny as fuck, like all that shit's funny.
Hit me up, bro. We'll talk about that.
I want to definitely do that, for sure. And I I do a lot of work in Dallas because I run the studio, Yo 214 Studios. Shout out to my boy Black Cortez. Shout out to Fly Guy for sure, and the Wolf Pack for sure for helping us out.
I gotta get Black Cortez on the show for sure.
Yeah,
Set
you
that
do.
up for me.
Yeah, I will. I'll line it up for you for sure. I'll line it up for you.
I feel like that vlog would be dope. Like,
Bro, he's got
to
something already on DJ Small Eye shit. He got some other shit, but we were talking about getting you on here because I told him I was come here for the first time when I came through. So he's like, oh yeah, we need to set that up. I was like, for sure. I was like, let me do mine first, see, to type in the vibe, and then boom, I'm gonna get you on. Because to me, he's more like he's like a higher level artist than me because he's doing a lot more. He's on shows and shit like that.
One day too, though.
No, for sure.
Y'all make two different types of music.
We do, and I love that. Like, I really do try to help him out in his lane, and he tried to help me out in my lane. Like, I wish we could get in the studio and do something together, like a family unit, like a Money Grind Federation type shit. But like, I know he's got this new song that I'm gonna actually drop. I gotta go edit it some more for him, but he's got this new song with HD President, the one that got that bump, bump, bump. He got a new song with him. It's ratchet bad. It's hard, bro. I gotta get I gotta get the files and everything, but HD just laid his verse on it and it goes crazy.
Yeah.
So we're trying to figure all that shit out now. And he's got some more stuff coming out the way, so he's got some good stuff coming down. But yeah, for sure, you got to get him on. No. He's a character too. Yeah. And you think I'm a character? That nigga's a character, bro. That nigga's funny as fuck.
Now, before I move on to a different segment of my show that we, you familiar with it before, but I'll bring it up again in a minute. What is the ultimate fruits of your labor, like ultimate goal period that you want out of music? I think I said that right.
Yeah. To be honest, what I would want the most is just for people to hear it.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really care about the arenas. I don't really care about being famous or whatnot. Like, of course, I would try to see how I act in that realm, how I deal with that, of course. But really, for me, it's just to bring. With me, it'd be like just bring a big influence to music and allowing people to listen to something different.
Yeah.
That's the most I'll ever want in that. Really, personally, I make music for me, to be honest. I make music for me to listen to and for me to vibe and me to really test. It's really an art just testing and playing around, and that just happens to end up in people's hands. Yeah. I mean, that's really what it is for me. It's really like a release, really like a vent tool. Like I had somebody call me and they were like, yo, what's going on with the I could kind of tell, like, you got something on your mind on this new EP. Like, they heard shit, and they were trying, like, you got something you got to get expressed. You got something you want to tell me. I was like, nah, nothing like that. Like, so that just tells me people are listening. People are really listening to what the story is, but realizing that the story is just about how I feel, or at the time what I want to express, or what idea I want to try that I don't think I've heard musically yet from someone, or executed well enough.
That puts you automatically.
Yeah, so I'm not trying to get, like, of course I put in the work. I want to put in the work to make it, to get it out there, to let people decide. That's what I've always told the guys is like, hey, let's just get it into the most amount of hands possible and let them make a decision of whether or not I'm a star or not. You know what I mean? Let them decide. And respectfully, it's still just about me just releasing music, me just expressing myself and having people tap into it.
And don't ever lose that aspect of it, because once you stop making music for yourself, I don't think.
That's another thing too. Like I've always thought, like, yo, if I had to get paid for a feature, like, oh, this dude's gonna give you 10 bands, do a feature. Like, one, I don't even know if I would want to take money from a feature. And another, because the aspect of like, I have to fuck with the song. I have to fuck with you as an I've always made music, even back home in Alaska, with people I fuck with, artists I fuck with, you know what I mean? And so I would feel like I would lose a piece of that if I just get on a song that I don't really fuck with, you know what I mean? Or just for the money aspect of it. Granted, I might need it. We might need an extra 5 rides, something like that. I gotta catch a flight, whatever. So, it might be what it be, but just know, like, deep down inside, I would like to work with artists I really fuck with. And so that means probably a lot of industry artists I probably wouldn't work with. If I ever got popped, and people wanted me to work with so-and-so, and this person, I might not, because I just don't like their music to that extent. You know what I mean? It wouldn't matter what dollar sign you put on it. I just maybe want to touch it, but.
Yeah, but that's all in your control. And I feel like if you do look at it from the aspect, that's going to keep the value of a J-Dub verse or some J-Dub music at an all-time high. I would, it's just like Easy TV. Just anybody can't get on.
You just can't. You have to be.
I need some talent. I need some potential. I need something.
Something. You know what I mean? Like, and that's crazy. Even with the realm that you're in, that because a lot of dudes would just be like, just bust them out. I don't even give a fuck. Like, if you cold, you cold. Like,
that's how you should look at it. Because you just mentioned you would actually have to fuck with the songs to do it.
Yeah.
I think you should keep that mindset.
Because I make vibes. I don't make just like one, and that's the thing that, like, I'm not a one genre artist, like, and I really mean this to, like, the depths of my soul. Like, I want to make all kinds of music. Like, I want to work on a rock track. I want to go and do like that Lil Wayne Rebirth deal You know what I mean? I want to do something like that. I want to tap into a one dance, a controller, you know, all those different vibes, because I like vibe music. I like music that's a vibe. So and that's what we're saying, like, how do you market you? How do you, I was like, I don't know. I can't give you the cheat code, because I can tell you I can play this stuff for the trap dudes and they might like it, or I play it for people over here, they might like it or not. Like, you know what I mean? I just make vibes, and if you fuck with it, you fuck with it. Like, we've played songs in the club, like the first song, Excuse Me, off the tape, played that in the club. It was a bop, people were moving around, people were dancing, and then at the end of the night we played Without You, and that was a vibe, because people were like, kind of like dancing. It's that chill music, it's that just feel good music, you know, like, so I was like, damn, like, they've heard 2 tracks from the same artist and probably have no idea that they're the same person.
That's crazy.
No idea, you know, and
That's
they
crazy.
just start fucking with the vibe.
Yeah.
That's what I
Make
want
vibes.
to make vibes. I don't care about being one track like a trap rapper or a conscious rapper, you know what I mean? I just want to make vibes.
Respect.
So I have to like the song in order to get on a feature, you know. Maybe that will change. I don't want it to
I think
personally.
you should keep it the way you bro, because it's staying true to who you are. Now, moving on to the rapid round.
Okay, rap it.
6 questions for you. First question: are your parents supportive of your music career?
Yes.
Okay. Talk to me a little bit about it.
Crazy, man. My dad, he was like, yo, you need to make your own beats in the beginning.
Shout out to Pops. Okay,
Yeah, shout out to
okay.
Pops.
Okay.
Pops is like, yo, you need to start making your own beats so you can make your own beats and stuff. So I tapped in, I was like, bet that for sure. And then like he was like, yo, you need to because I was gonna drop a 16 track album in like high school, junior year, and he's like, nah, that's way too many tracks. You need to lower it down. And I was like, what about 8? I said split to 16. He's like, yeah, that's a good number. So he's always been like a part of it, you know, helping out me and my cousin for sure, telling me what I should do. And he also told me too, he's like, hey, I know you got dudes around you that are trying to help you out, but none of them done music like you. You're the one who did shows and was on the news and shit like that. So he's like, if you think something's right, go with your mind. It's logical too. It's you that's on the up front. I was like, you're right.
Now that right there tells me that he is 100% invested into your music career.
Yeah,
Word.
yeah. He listened to this song, the one song on the last one. I can't remember what it was named, but it's on my SoundCloud. It's the last track on the Black Moon album. He listens to that all the time, like, as his workout deal. Like,
Yeah.
he likes that one. I ain't even sent him the joints yet, because personally, like, I don't know if I want him knowing, like, not knowing what's going on in my life, but just like him being like, damn, you really feeling this type of way like, on like the first track.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, damn, you feeling like that? You know, I don't want him having that worry and stuff like that, like a parent's worry. But my mom's supported too. She used to pull up all the time to all my stuff. And my dad used to take me to shit too. And they both came to both my shows when I had them back home in Alaska. They were both there. So like they were like, yo, like we've seen all these kids here for y'all. Like this is dope. Like you're really doing it. And I was like, yeah, thanks. So
Bro, that is a big blessing to have, because that's
a lot of people
very
don't.
rare.
You know,
very rare.
a lot of people don't even have, you know, 2 parents that they know of. So
Word.
like shout out to my
Word.
parents.
Shout out to your
Staying
parents. So,
strong.
are they back home in Alaska or they here?
My mom's back in Alaska. My dad's in Phoenix right
Word,
now.
word,
Yeah,
word.
yeah, he's out there working.
Next question: 3 words that describe Data.
3 words that describe Data.
I know I'm putting you on the spot, but that's why it's called Rapid Round.
Rapping around.
You know what I'm saying?
Rapping around. Okay, 3 words that describe Jada. I'll say meaningful, and what I mean by that is like every bar, every line, every whatever has to be meaningful. Second is I want to be creative. Like that's the style. That's Jada. Always create something out the box. And then third, I would say is be a positive influence or positivity. So you're always gonna feel like, okay, I relate to Jada on this. I relate to him on this. You know what I mean? Like even just like the posts on Instagram, just the related everything about me is I try to be positive.
Yeah.
And in some way, like I'm not gonna be like one of those guys that, you know, don't want to shake your hand or something like that. I remember one time someone ran up to me after I had the news back home, after I did the news in Alaska. They're like, hey, you were just on the news this morning, right? I was like, yeah. They're like, yo, what up? Let me get an autograph. You know, it was dope. Yeah. I had dudes back home in Alaska. Shout out to everybody in the 9 for sure. Everybody in my city. I had dude, right, like J-Dub on my burger because he knew me. We're family. We're dope. Like, that's my people. Like, I fuck with everybody who fuck with me. I fuck with them heavily. Like you fuck. That's one thing you can get out of me is positivity. Like if you fuck with me, I fuck with you 1,000. You know what I mean? So that's just, I check in on people. I try to make calls. I try to make texts, and I don't even do it enough. But like that's what the 3 things: meaningful, creative, and positivity.
Now my favorite question.
Boom! I'm ready. Dude, I'm ready.
You ready for this one? Were you raised on love or survival?
I was raised on love, for sure. I was not raised on survival. And that's probably why you get a difference in my music too. And just my whole setup, my whole life. You know what I mean? Like, my parents were supportive. We struggled, but my parents always made a way, and that too puts a certain strain. And this is what I was telling the boys. It's like, okay, so you got your guys that come from the gutter. You got guys who come from the streets, right? And they go through their struggles. But then you got majority or a lot of people that are not from there, middle class or a little bit below or a little bit above, and they have their problems. You know what I mean? And not to say that the problems are worse or whatever from both. It's a whole different deal. It's like there's nobody out there telling the story on a college kid who failed an exam that's worried about his whole city or not supporting, like he fell in his whole town, like, because you're supposed to be the chosen one. You have the right setup, you have the right whatever, you're supposed to make, you're supposed to blow. So there's nobody telling that story. It's everybody like the downfall, the underdog, I came from this, I came from the gutter, I had to make it out, I had to make a way, but there's not anyone telling that story on the other end. That a lot of people just, there's a lot of 9-to-5 people that just try to work, that just hustle, that just go to work, and nobody's telling that story.
Right. I never thought about it like that. I like that idea. Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
I mean,
okay.
Nobody's.
With that. I've never heard nobody say that before.
Because everybody.
That's right.
Yeah,
I like that.
Everybody wants to come from the gutter. Everybody wants to come from the street. But I tell you, 80% of people
the
don't.
Person who came from this, bro, I like that.
That like that. I'm supposed to you would suspect. Oh, you had parents. You had this. You had whatever. You had a setup. You know what I mean? I'm supposed to level up and supposed to be above, but what if I don't?
Yeah.
How about that as for depression for your mindset? How about that making you feel like shit? Because
is that a struggle?
I would say yeah.
I
for
can see
real talk.
Now that you say that, whoa, that's crazy.
Yeah, real talk is
that shit coming from a life like that brings expectation.
Because you went to college. You're supposed to be successful. Oh, you got the new. You're supposed to have it. Duh, your family's popped or whatever. Whatever. My family's not under the sort of like, lower middle class for sure. We don't have a big house. We always rent it, shit like that. But like, I come from a better background than my other family members for sure. Respectfully. But that puts another strain on me, and you can say, "Woe is me," or you had your own strain from, you have to make it out of college and you have to be successful compared to someone else. That's a real struggle that some people have to go through.
People don't know how much of a mental battle college is. We'll talk about that another day. But that going to college, bro.
That's a real shit. And just in general, just like going to work. Nobody's telling like that just regular story of regular people just trying to make it, just trying to survive, not trying to do nothing grimy, and just what they go through. Like the shade and shit they go through, or love that they go through. Nobody's telling that average person's story.
Word. And
I want to be the one that tells that story.
Word. Next question. Are you taking the vaccine with all of these red flags that come with it?
Man, I don't even know. Like, I would just say like, I was hesitant for sure, like, dealing with it. I'd say nah, bro. Like, I'm out. Like, I'm out.
Straight up.
I'm out. Like, yeah.
J-Dub's top 5 artists of all time.
My top 5 artists. I'd say 1, Drake. Okay, respectfully. I don't like heavily listen to him because I don't want I already have enough Drake influence on me already. It's already bad enough with that. Because the music that you listen to influence like the music you want to make too. So I like that people can still tie in that I do sound like Cudi. So it's like, damn, okay, we are really on the same wave without me even touching his music that much. And then 5th, I would say for sure Kanye, but if you're looking mainstream, if you're looking underground, I'm thinking Slater. He's a dude from New York. And I love his song, the Back Pain. It's a really dope song. Like, I don't know, and you totally like not think I'd be into that, but like, I know, and that's the one thing too, is that it's hard for me to like an individual artist. Like, out of everybody, like, of course Drake would be my favorite artist just all the way around because he gives me every different vibe that I'd be looking for, musically and acoustically that I'm tapping into. But like, I really just like individual songs. Like, I can't tell you right now like new Chance. I only really like old Chance, acid rap, and then not coloring book, but the 10-day mixtape from Chance. You know what I mean? Like, I like that Chance. Not saying I don't respect it like the new Chance, but I could tell there was a shift sonically that I don't know if I really like. But also too, I know he's grown as a person. That's the thing too that's crazy that I've always battled with is how do you grow as a person but stay sonically aware to the old you that you created? You know what I mean? So it's like, damn. You know what I mean?
I had somebody else ask me that. So, and my response was, are they a new person or was it always who they were? It just, we evolve over life, over time.
Yeah, it's part of it. It's just making sure that the person's not changing because of the money around them or the environment. Like, before we did this interview, I don't think I've ever been in a Rolls Royce. You know what I mean? For example. So now I have. So it's like, now do I talk about seeing stars in the sky in the music? Or how do I still implicate that point that, hey, I've ridden in it, my cousin owns it, you know what I mean? How do I tap into that without sounding arrogant, without losing myself? And respectively, one of the bars we were working on was like, I still park my 00 right next to the Rose. It's not the fanciest whip, but I paid off the loan. You know what I mean? It's like, it's tapping into shit like that. So it's like, I catch myself like, damn, how do I tap in seeing your name or hearing your music in a club and people vibing without getting arrogant, without changing, you know, without doing that. But still be able to get the music across in an effective way that is still you. So I'm ready for that challenge. I really am. I really want to make sure I'm always tapping into the underdog. But yeah, anyways, those are my top 5. Drake, I'd say Drake, Leon Bridges, love that. Love acoustically what he does. Chance the Rapper, Cudi, and the tie with Kanye with Slater. Like, we're talking about top line and then
respect. I can respect that top 5.
Yeah.
Last but not least, man, what does J-Dub got coming in the near future?
Well, dude, near future. Okay, so we just dropped Time Heals on June 9th. So I'm living in that right now. I'm living in promoting that. Right now, just the next EP would be on the way. But for sure, visuals. I want everybody to know right now, this is part of the visual deal. In the interview, getting you guys to know me as a person, tapping in and just describing what's going on this side of the table. But visually, I want to get all the visuals done. East Side, Excuse Me, Life Goes, Without You. I want to get all those visuals out and then reevaluate. And probably what I'll do is I'm always working. So for sure, and we always have stuff stashed away. I could drop tape after tape right now. Like, we've got stuff stashed away, but what I'm gonna put out sonically is kind of gonna be the play. But for sure, I'm thinking about doing a showcase soon.